Hello, spectators. Spectating my many fails with this story so far. Yeah, maybe reading isn't for me. I don't know. I guess I'll just keep doing it as long as people are suggesting shit. So, let's get on with the story. Now, if I can just find my place. Okay. Pinky tried to line up another nail, but couldn't find her aim, and she let out a frustrated grunt. Then Pinky brought the hammer back to take a wild swing. Dash bursted out crying and begging, "Please stop! Please, please stop!" Pinky rolled her eyes. Putting down the hammer and tongs, she walked back in front of her friend and stared pensively at the broken Pegasus. Gilda didn't even cry this much when she had a live parasprite stuffed down her throat. Pinky thought for a minute about what to do next, then had sudden spark of inspiration. I'm gonna be sick after I read the story. Rotating a wheel on the rack, Pinky laid Dash on her back, then moved to Dash's hind legs. Bringing the can with her, picking up her tools, Pinky drove a searing hot spike of metal directly into the bottom of Dash's hoof. As Dash yelled in pain, Pinky moved around and drove a second nail into the other hoof. Next, Pinky went back to her cart and located an enormous battery and controller, which she dragged over to where she was working. She tied copper wires between the terminals and the nails driven into Dash's hooves. Then gave Dash a wink and flipped the switch. Electricity rocketed through Dash's body. The blue pony reacted immediately. Her body oh jeez. Her body seethed and her muscles snapped. Dash's hips thrust skyward. Her eyes rolled back, and she let out a deep throat shredding cry. Pinky giggled and danced in place, then reached down and turned up the juice. Dash convulsed uncontrollably, and her bladder emptied once more. Stop peeing, jeez. After about 5 minutes, Pinky shut off the power. Whiffs of stream roses from the singing fur around Dash's hooves, and the area reeked of cooked flesh and burnt enamel. Pinky rotated Dash upright again and tried to snap the drooling, delirious pony back to attention. "Dash! Dash! Rainbow Dash, wake up!" Dash moaned and managed to give a modicum of weak acknowledgement. Pinky studied her handiwork, then reached into the medical bag and produced a large syringe. "Alright, time for the last round." Dash focused blearingly on the needle, which Pinky took as a question as what it was. "It's just a little something to take the pain away," Pinky informed Dash as she walked around to her victim's ruined body. Dash flinched as Pinky jabbed the needle into the lower part of the blue Pegasus' spine. Moving in front of her friend again, Pinky leaned down and elaborated. In a few minutes, you won't be able to feel anything below your ribcage. Then you'll be able to stay awake to watch the harvest. Oh, what the hell? The harvest? I really hope she's harvesting corn, because if not, I'm gonna be pissed off. Dash started crying again. Pinky, she choked out. Yeah? I want to go home. Dash sobbed. I go to hospital first. Yeah, I can see wanting to do that, replied the party pony. Sometimes I just want to give up and say I'm done with this mess and go to bed. But you know what? You can't shrug off your responsibilities. You got to pull yourself up and meet your challenges head on. That's the only way you're gonna get ahead in life. Or ahead in death. Dash hung her head and cried. Minutes passed as the drug took effect. Eventually, Dash was completely numb from her chest to her flanks. At this point, Pinky approached with a scalpel. Glancing at Dash and smiling, Pinky made a long horizontal cut across the Pegasus's pelvis, just above her crotch. Moving up Dash's body, Pinky made a similar incision. Pinky made a similar incision under her ribs. Finally, Pinky made a long vertical cut down Dash's stomach, connecting the first two. Looks like I got an eye on you, Dash, Pinky giggled. With the moist, gooey sound of flaps of skin opening, the sight of her own organs and lack of feeling caused Dash's breathing to intensify. Pinky carefully sliced open Dash's abdominal sac and grabbed her large intestines. As she separated the organs from the rest of the digestive tract, she pulled it out of the new cavity. Pinky grew juvenile. Something. Laughing as she gutted her friend, Pinky began to make jokes. Dash, growing weaker from the new source of blood loss, tried desperately to shut out the comedy act. Look at me, I'm Rarity, Pinky laughed, slinging the intestinal tube around her neck and spraying blood in every direction. Isn't my new scarf so pretty? Reaching back inside, she sliced the smaller intestine off from the bowels, squeezed out the excess crap. Pinky filed the slimy organ through her teeth and dragged it back and forth. What the fuck? Dentists say you gotta floss every day, Dash. Oh my god. This is so messed up. Dash was barely aware of what was going on anymore. The shock was causing her to fade. Disappointed, Pinky dived back into the blue pony's guts, ramming up her route. Don't go yet, Dash. Pinky started pulling out the rest of Dash's organs, pausing with each removal. I know I can be a real pancreas, but you know, I'm just kidney with you. You really got to learn to liver up. Boy, these jokes are getting bladder. Guess you gotta develop a stomach for them. Whoever the writer is, what the hell? Pinky placed the discarded body parts into a bucket, keeping the last one for a bit longer. Ooh, bagpipes, she said, placing the end of Dash's esophagus in her mouth. the stomach in her armpit. She squeezed and a squirt of acid hit her tongue. Ew! Oh hey, look! There's your cupcake, Dash. Dash didn't hear her tormentor. She had slipped away from consciousness moments ago. Pinky, not yet satisfied, hit Dash with another adrenaline shot. Dash woke up for the last time, her heart pounding. The warm blood flowed out from the wound in her chest in great squirts. It wouldn't be long now. Pinky brought Dash around onto her back again and straddled the blue pony's chest, scalpel at the ready. You know, Rainbow Dash, I was disappointed. I thought you would last longer. I really wanted to spend more time with you before we got here. But I guess it's my fault. I should have taken it a little slower. Oh well. It was really nice knowing you, Dash. The blade sunk into the blue throat and worked its way up to Dash's chin. Coming back down, Pinky's scalpel then circled Dash's neck. The last thing Rainbow Dash felt was her skin being cut away from her skull, and the metal of the blade scraping her teeth. Then she was gone. Pinkie Pie stared in the mirror. She had done a really good job, even keeping the eyelashes. She winked, and Dash winked back. Pinkie smiled, but then she was sad that her friend was now gone. Dash had only lasted 15 minutes, not nearly as long as Pinkie had wanted. She looked back at the skin hanging in the center of the room. The last of her friend's fluids draining into a pan. Yep, no more Rainbow Dash. As she looked, Pinkie cocked her head, and she began to notice the fact that there really wasn't that much damage to the corpse. In fact, the pink pony said, I think. An idea exploded in her head. She was good at sewing, and she had all the pieces. All she had to do was put them back together. Yeah, she just had to get some stuffing, and bingo, she'd have Rainbow Dash forever. In fact, though Pinkie Pie forever. In fact, thought Pinkie Pie, that's what she'd do for all her best friends when their numbers came up. She was so excited, she was skipping right over to the body with her Skinner to get ready. Ugh. Let me redo that. She was so excited, she skipped right over to the body with her Skinner to get started. Cupcakes could wait. Pinkie Pie had a friend to make. And that was Cupcakes. And a few of my fails. Well, I would give this story an 8 out of 10. It's pretty well written. The freaking body part puns got to me a little. The level of insanity in them, and they were kind of funny. Does that make me insane? No. And it only gets an 8 because I'm not a fan of torture. Really, it kind of makes me sick to my stomach when I watch it. So, not that big a fan of torture, but this is pretty alright. Actually, this thing gets a frickin' 6. How dare they kill Rainbow Dash? Frickin' should have killed Rarity, her annoying ass. Sorry to any Rarity fans listening to this, but I'm just a big Rainbow Dash fan. Well, anyways, that's it for my little reading for Cupcakes. Send me more stuff to read. Fuck you very much.